Hey y'all, good evening. Welcome to the Ha Ha. My name is Boulia. I am the station manager of Elon Student Television, your sponsor for tonight, and I am so glad that we are bringing back the Ha Ha for the first time this semester. We have an amazing lineup this evening, but I'm going to talk really quickly about the charity we're fundraising for tonight. We're fundraising for Safelight. Safelight is an awesome organization local to North Carolina and connected by alum that we are super excited to be fundraising for tonight. We have some QR codes and some information about Safelight on your tables. They do amazing work within the domestic violence survivor and crisis handling community. So take a moment to learn about them between our awesome performers. Get cozy, take a seat. We're so excited you all are here tonight. Thank you for packing Oak House again. This is our 4th event where it has been standing room only, and we are so excited y'all are here. I'm going to turn it over to our host, producer, and funny guy, Max White.
Funny guy, I'm the funny guy. Welcome back, everyone. We happen to be here. Awesome. Thank you all for coming back out. Can you give me a round of applause if you've been to one of these events before? Yeah. How we doing in the back? There we go. I love it. That's awesome. So, like we said, we've got 5 awesome comedians here at the Oak House, which many of you know is a great place to get coffee. I know it is a place where I beg my teachers to give me a better grade. There's something about obscure fishermen and cork art that really sounds off to them, so it works well in my favor. Use that tool if you want. But I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I'm glad we're all ready to go. First up, to start us off tonight, we have the North Carolina native and future doctor in physical therapy. You can find him on social media as E-Man, although he looks more like the E-Man of Steel. Ladies and gentlemen, Emanuel Martinez.
What's up, Oak House? Oh man, excited to be here, man. Yeah, I got accepted into the physical therapy program, which is cool. Thank you, man. Yeah, after applying to like 5 different schools, I think I finally decided to make that big step to Elon. I'm excited about it. It was the only school that accepted me, but no one needs to know that. Elon's a private school, you know, so I knew as a Hispanic I had a pretty good shot of getting in. Like even on the application, as soon as I got to the question about race, as soon as I clicked Hispanic or Latino, they were like, congratulations, you've been accepted. Excited to be here, man. But I did my undergrad at UNCG, that's Greensboro down the road, the opposite of Elon. And it was cool, man. I had an international roommate, Andrea, who was from Italy. It was cool, man, but sometimes he would get a little too comfortable. Cause like one night, he was just drinking an entire bottle of wine. And he came up to me, he was like, big boy, you want a sip of wine? I was like, bro, why are you naked? Then he goes, big boy, it makes the wine taste better. So I didn't believe him, so I got naked too. Let me try this out. It didn't change anything. Only thing it changed is my nickname going from big boy to little boy. Man, you laughed too hard at that, man. But it's cool, man. Me and Andrea would go to the gym a lot. I started noticing one thing at the gym. I started noticing the amount of attention that girls would get from guys. And like fellas, that's just how it is, you know? The most attention I ever got from a girl was when I used to work at the nursing home. I'm serious, y'all. Like, I had a girlfriend at the time. I was like, babe, you better be careful. You got some competition over at Twin Lakes Assisted Living. Mrs. Donald said I took her breath away. Which I actually did, though. I accidentally stepped on her oxygen line. She was reaching for me, gasping her. She was like, but I didn't know what that meant. So in my head, I was like, man, she must really want me home. Mrs. Donald, stop. I have a girlfriend. Finally, when she caught her breath, she was like, girlfriend? Sweetie, I thought you were gay. which I didn't like that, so I stepped in her oxygen line. I'm kidding, y'all. I didn't do that. I pulled her plug. She's fine. She's good. She's alive. I think. But yeah, man. I went through a breakup earlier this year. Anybody go through a breakup? I'm the only sad one here. Cool. That's fine, man. I feel like whenever like guys and girls do a breakup, it's like different. Like I feel like girls always seem to have a good time. At least that's what social media makes it out to seem. You know, because I saw my ex skydiving and I messaged her. I was like, wait a minute, I thought you hated heights. And she was like, no, I just hated you. I was like, I still love you. I feel like guys is different, you know, whenever we go through a breakup, we try to work on ourselves, go to the gym. I saw this massive dude at the gym, man, massive dude. He was benching like 4 plates on each side. All his boys were around him, recording him, chest pumping. I went up to that big dude, I asked him one question. I was like, hey man, how bad she hurt you, bro? He started crying. I was like, oh shoot. I felt big guy. That's why like whenever you see like a really ripped dude flexing in front of the mirror, everybody's impressed, but in my head, I'm thinking, man, that dude's been cheated on so many times. Poor guy. That's why I want to look like the dude who's out of shape, because he's happy, you know? He's not fighting demons. He's fighting little deadies. I don't look like that. But I'm dating, man. I got friend zone the other day, which kind of sucks. I heard this girl that I really like. I overheard her talking to her friends about me. She was like, oh my God, E, man. He's such a good friend. He's so respectful, and he never tries to sleep with me. No, I've been trying. It's tough out here in these streets. It's hard dating, man, because I know I have my, I know I'm not the perfect guy. I have my, my red flags. Like I think one red flag I have is like I try to impress women way too often. Like, cause I was at the gym the other day with my boy Chris. We were hitting a leg day. And keep in mind, Chris, he's a lot stronger than me. We were hitting the squat. And he asked me, he's like, hey man, how much weight you want? And I saw this pretty girl to my right. She was so pretty. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna do the same weight you did. Matter of fact, put 2 more plates on each side. And when I said that, she got all hot and sweaty. Probably from her workout, but I like to think I had something to do with that. Chris was like, no man, are you sure? And I had to stop and think. I was like, is this really worth it, And this is one of the things about being a white Mexican is you have these conversations with yourself. So on my shoulder over here, I had white E-man, and on my shoulder over here, I had Mexican E-man, both talking to me. White E-man, he's wearing khakis, V-neck sweater, hair combed back, listening to Taylor Swift. Mexican E-man, backwards hat, wife beater, he's standing like this. He's listening to Taylor Swift as well, though. He may be a thug, but he's got a soft spot for Tay-Tay. White E-man goes, hey man, don't do this weight, okay? This girl's not gonna be impressed by how much weight you carry. She's gonna be impressed by your personality. And Mexican E-man is just like, that's the way. Bro, you really gonna listen to this virgin over here? Do that weight, all right? As soon as I get to the bar, white E-man looks at both of us, he's like, you idiots. Mexican E-man gets mad. He cusses him out. He's like, cállate puto. White E-man doesn't know Spanish, so I have to translate. He got all defensive. He was like, what'd he say? I said, don't worry, man. He said you're very pretty. But I was like, both y'all shut up. I gotta focus. So I stepped into that bar. Oh my goodness. As soon as I erected from the rack, my legs started shaking, my butt. I didn't know I knew how to twerk, but I learned something that day. I go down to the bottom of my squat. I'm like, all right, here we go. Go down, and then as I'm trying to come up, gravity just goes, nuh-uh, son, you're staying down there. I'm looking for my spotter, Chris. I don't see him anywhere. I look up at that girl I was trying to impress, and you know that scene in the movie where like the hero thinks about the love of their life? It gives them that strength, that energy. I was like, all right, I'm gonna use that to my advantage. I close my eyes, I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm already envisioning my future with this girl who has no idea I even exist. Thinking about our kids, our family, our moving. Oh, I'm like, this is for love. This is for my people. With great power comes great responsibility. Woo, man. I open my eyes. I'm still in the same spot, man. I didn't move a single inch, man. Now I'm panicking. I'm like, Chris, help me. I'm looking for my 2 boys. White E-Man, he's busy counting his crystals. Mexican E-Man, I don't see him anywhere. I look up, he's already hitting on the girl I was trying to impress. He's like, hola señorita, ¿cómo está? Now, luckily for me, Chris, he does help me up with the weight. And I don't know if y'all ever been spotted on a squat before, but it's a very invasive procedure. It's another grown man just bear hugging you from behind. Now, luckily for me, Chris is Asian, so I didn't feel a thing. my black friend Malik, he was like, we should get a leg day in. I was like, I'm okay, man. I think you guys have been great. My name's Ethan.
One more time for E-Man! Starting us off, very well done. I don't go to the gym at all, so none of that made any sense to me. Anyway, next up, we got Sela Cornell. You know her from her work on stage at Please Clap Improv and as a writer for Elon tonight. Once again, give it up for Sela!
Hi everyone. Before I start my set, I would like to just apologize to men. And look, I'm sure there are plenty of great men out there, and like I know a handful of really good men, but I wouldn't be standing up here if all of them were picture perfect. So I'm gonna dive into a couple times when men flirted with me in the weirdest of ways. I know, shocking. Men flirting with a blind girl? Crazy. So the first story happened in 8th grade. I mean, what is flirting in 8th grade? Someone explain it. But I was paired up with this guy for like a class project, and we were working on this history presentation, and he thinks that that moment is the perfect time to confess that he watches me get off the school bus every day, watches me walk from the bus stop at the corner to my house, so he knows my address. Just let that sink in for a second. In what world does anyone find that attractive? Like, hey, you're kind of cute. Can I come over to your house? I know where that is. And the reason I know that that was flirting was because a teacher who I'm still very good friends with at this point confessed to me later in the year that she most definitely thought he had a crush on me. And he was the guy in 6th grade who supposedly ate 6 warheads at once and burned a hole in his tongue. So he was just so cool. I mean, just racking up those points. The second story happened actually just about a year and a half ago. I was in McEwen, post-class, very much done with the world. AirPods in, podcast blasting, rest of the world completely tuned out. I'm eating, for the purposes of this story, let's say, an original box of Trix cereal from the 1990s. So I'm munching on my Trix, right? And I happen to glance over. And this dude is, like, sitting next to me in the booth. Not across from me. Not at the table next to me. No. In, like, the spot on the booth next to me. So I am taken aback. I'm like, oh, hi. And he was like, I was wondering how long it would take you to notice that I was here. I'm like, funny you said that to the blind girl. I'm pretty sure he knew that I had a visual impairment because he was in class with me and we'd been paired for a class assignment. Wonder if that says anything about the guys I'm paired with for class assignments. Anyways, I asked the dreaded question, how long have you been here? About 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And like, he could have been there for much longer if I hadn't happened to go, oh my God. So we start talking, and he proceeds to tell me that he does not like traditional small talk, right? So we should just skip the traditional small talk and talk about his favorite things instead, which are aliens, the multiverse, and death. So this conversation goes on for about an hour. At this point, I need to go. I'm like, I have to go, I have a club meeting. Thank God for Please Clap Improv that night. And I'm like, okay, bye. He was like, this was great, we should do it again sometime. I was like, I'll see you in class. He goes, or outside of class. That was the nail in the coffin right there. Like, don't get me wrong, that was not the first red flag. But that was the one where I was like, yeah, no thanks. That is just one of the many experiences that Elon has brought me. Another of which is my incredible job at Campus Recreation and Wellness, which I have really, really enjoyed. It's, I've met so many incredible people. It's given me lots of good experiences, but it has also introduced me to my least favorite thing ever, which is gym bros. It's always the gym bros who grunt obnoxiously while they work out. Now, if I'm about to call you out, good. Because don't get me wrong, if you need to make a little noise to get through a hard set, that's fine. I don't go to the gym. I happen to look like a beached whale when I go to the gym. There are 70-year-olds who are deadlifting more than me, running like what might as well be marathons. And I'm over here, I do a push-up, I'm like, am I done yet? So take it with a grain of salt. But there are men out here screaming like they are actively going into labor and are about to push a child out of them. And not everyone in the gym needs to know that, right? You're gonna be like, oh, well, they're doing it for attention. Yeah, of course they are. But there are other ways. You don't need to let the entire gym know that you're doing the best lift of your life. And, I'm a singer. I love music very much. But you're not gonna hear me in the middle of a performance go, I just wanna be part of your symphony. That's not how that works. I'm not gonna use it because I'm like, oh, look at this high note I'm about to hit. But at least at the gym, no one comes up to you to talk about aliens, the multiverse, and death. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your life.
Look, Sela, I just wanted to talk to you. I didn't want to make it seem so weird at lunch that one time. I'm sorry. I just wanted to hang out. Anyway, our next comic gave me a long intro, so I'm going to try and do my best to read it. Mackenzie James is a queer, disabled comic from insert the most southern-sounding rural town you can think of, North Carolina. They're a cinema and television arts BFA and creative writing BA double major with a minor in classical studies, aka spontaneously combusting. Aside from attempting to be funny, they teach dance, work in construction, and their party trick is singing cover songs in ancient Latin. Give a warm welcome to Mackenzie James.
I have made it my personal endeavor to find every single one of my friends on Hinge and match with them. I just want to get that on the table. If you are on Hinge and don't know me, hi, I'm Mackenzie. I'm really cool. That's peer-reviewed. I'm not even trying to get a date necessarily. I just want to collect people, like Pokemon. Here's my deck. I'll trade your level 21 Emily for my level 23 Josh. Thank you. And see, the whole reason I like to collect people is because I started my Hinge journey with one of my best friends, and we started together because there's a lot of weird experiences on Hinge, and we wanted to know that at the end of the day, we had each other's support. But we realized an issue. We needed to match. This was a necessity because we needed another medium to text on. I have her on every single form of social media we have, from LinkedIn to a self-care app where we raise birds. Hinge was gonna be the next perfect cherry on top to add on to that. But we realized another issue. We live in 2 different states because no matter how close we are, we go to different universities, so the chances of me actually finding her were low, if not non-existent. So we finally realized when we were going to be in LA at the same time, this was the perfect chance to finally, wrong. No. Do you know how many clowns are in LA? I didn't, and I don't mean insult clown, oh, this guy is such a clown. I mean literal honk clown. There were 3 people in a row on my feed doing acrobatics with teardrop makeup on, back to back. And the worst thing is, once I came back to LA, they followed me. The LA clowns are still trying to match. And the craziest thing is that they're hot. They're hot clowns. And I need to reiterate that I don't find clowns particularly sexy. I don't really like clowns, but there's something in the water in LA, and it might have been poisoning us, but damn is it making the clowns hot. And so after not being able to find us because of the sea of clowns, we thought, well, what if we just change our location to Antarctica? But it's like, who's on Hinge in Antarctica? But after the clowns, we were kind of scared it was just going to be a bunch of verified penguins asking us our star signs. And I was a little scared of the kind of power an Antarctic clown would have. So we decided against it. And we never found each other. I got cock-blocked by clowns. And so when I came back to Elon after that, I kind of forgot about Hinge because I have a slight confession. I kind of hate Hinge. It's like this strange, scary place that you open once every full moon at night, which is coincidentally when the clowns come out. I'm sorry I keep bringing them up. I'm scared. They're gonna find me and I don't know what to do and I'm afraid. But it's fine. It's fine. It's no worries. But aside from them, even from non-clowns, there's a lot of clownish things people say. I have a list in my pants here. The pictures, they're kind of small because I printed them this morning. So front row audience, you get to see them. Enjoy. Yeah.
Front row.
These are some of my messages I've gotten. Let me take you to the Continental Club here in Greensboro and I'll scat really loudly in your ear. Romantic. I'm just gonna grab these here. Do you want to be buried or cremated? You are a twink. Multiple One Piece, as in the anime themed booty calls. This last one isn't actually sent to me, but it was sent to my roommate, and I want to find the guy because I'm so confused and I want to have a talk. So on my roommate's profile, she had a picture where on Valentine's Day we had like piped icing on cookies, and she had a little heart cookie and painted bitch on it. So into existence came bitch cookie. So in response to bitch cookie, this dude goes, "This is literally the coolest thing ever. I'm so sorry it happened so early in your life." What did he mean by that? What did that, like, girlie's out here gaining her education and the coolest thing she's gonna do is a bitch cookie? This is why we all love Hinge. And now that I'm getting closer to the end of this, I have another confession. As much as I compare my collecting people to Pokemon, I don't really know how it works. I was born with tits, so I wasn't allowed to play Pokemon. Like, did my joke hold up? Do they have levels? Are they, like, how do the cards work? Do they just get prescribed a level? Like, here's your prognosis, sir. You are level 27. So, the whole reason, though, that I got back into the game, being Hinge, not Pokemon, still not allowed to play Pokemon. But the whole reason I got back into it was because I was sitting in my living room and I'm next to my roommate, and I see my phone and I get a notification, and my roommate matched with me on Hinge. And it sparks this sort of passion, almost desire, need to ask her if she'll bring me back some soup from her shift tonight because I know she gets it for free at the restaurant and I'd really like some miso. And I only asked this through Hinge. Her name is Evie. Anyone who thought I was an idiot just now, look at you now. You're the idiot. I know that one. That's the same name as a Pokemon. Look at me now. I caught one. Mr. Pokemon over here. Thanks. This is the point where everyone goes, oh my god, I need to make sure I have Hinge downloaded and active with the location set to Elon, North Carolina, so I can scroll tonight endlessly until I find a McKenzie with this shirt and a tongue piercing and match with them. So please, help expand my Hinge friend group. And go ahead and expand yours. Match with your friends, match with your coworkers. I'm sure there's no problem at all with that. Thank you, I've been McKenzie James.
One more time for McKenzie James. My Hinge location is still set for Boston, so every once in a while I get like a notification that somebody liked me, and it's just like a little confidence boost throughout the week, even though I can't do anything with it. So it's just nice to know that they're out there. Our next comic gave me another bio. So, Jesse keeps his bio short and sweet, like him. Jesse is from New Jersey, but moved to Florida in high school. He now takes one class, is on vacation mode at Elon. If you know of any television writers, please put him in touch. Get ready for a fun combination of songs, stories, and jokes. A hybrid of Adam Sandler and Jerry Seinfeld. Please welcome Jesse Riback. How's everybody doing tonight?
I am so honored to be here tonight. Thank you all for being here. Without you, we wouldn't have a show, so thank you very much.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. I'm going to start today with a song. I've never sang live before, so bear with me. This song is dedicated to all of the stepsisters out there. If you have a stepsister, good for you. If you don't have one, you probably wish you did. Hit it, J-Lo.
Hit J-Lo.
Stepsister, stop right there, stepsister. You're in your underwear, stepsister. You are awfully sweet, but I can't offer you my tasty treat, stepsister. Your friend is very fit, stepsister. You're sucking her tit, stepsister. Stop moaning so loud. You know mom and dad will not be proud, stepsister. You're tying me up, stepsister. I think I'm stuck, stepsister. Please get off of me. I really don't want to have this three. Stepsister, everybody. Give it up for J-Lo on keys. Come on. He is a great pianist. He has really grown a lot this past year. And since he shaved, he's gotten a lot bigger. Senior year. I feel so old for the first time in my life. I went to my first party a few weeks ago, and I was talking to this girl. And it was going well. We were laughing, having a good time. And that doesn't happen too often for me, so there you go. And then the age thing came up. She said, "How old are you?" And I said, "How old do you think I am?" She said, 15. I'm like, thanks. I said, "I'm 21. And then she said, "I'm 17. So we each went our separate ways, and I was more alone than ever, and I felt older than ever. Oh, man. I don't understand Be Real. This new app, the social media, it makes no sense to me. The last thing we needed was another social media. All right? And you got some people on Be Real who are fake. They're not posting at the same time every day. They're posting, "I'm on my yacht. I'm at the Yankees game. I'm on a date with my girlfriend." Meanwhile, I'm posting the same thing every day. Me, a soggy slice of pizza, and an empty chair. See, I was being real. They were being fake. There's an idea for an app. Be fake. On the other end of the spectrum, you got people who are way too real. I mean, they're posting, "I just took a shit. It was really sloppy." I'm at my grandfather's funeral. R.I.P. Yeah, these people are too real. There's too real, there's too fake. I mean, our society, we've really lost it. I mean, generations ago, we used to be romantic. We used to write letters with meaning, poetry, and now we just text. Picture this, 40 years ago, you're fighting a war across the ocean. You don't know if you're gonna see your wife again. Take a pen and paper, you write a letter to your wife. My dearest Margaret, as I sit here underneath the soft glow of the lamp, I find my thoughts drifting to you, like a gentle breeze carrying the scent of blooming lilacs. It is in moments like these, when the world is hushed and the stars twinkle, that I feel the weight of your absence most profoundly. I'll never breathe again till I can taste the scent of your breath once more. With all of my love, Jesse Riback. Ladies, you're not getting letters like that now. You're getting texts. Now you're getting these nice romantic texts. You're getting 3 letters. You're getting WYD. And that works somehow. I mean, not for me, but for others. My other favorite is you up. How does this work? How do we go from letters, romantic letters, to you up? Doesn't make any sense. But I want to close the set with one final song with help of J-Lo. Be prepared. This goes out to my pianist. He's really grown a lot, so hit it, J-Lo. My pianist has grown a lot. My pianist is one big curve. My pianist is sometimes shy. My pianist is one big nerve. Like a... Oh. Start again. It's the first time singing live, so...
My hot cousin! My hot cousin!
Okay.
You ready?
From the top, we get to hear from the top. My pianist is one big girl. My pianist, da 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 da. My pianist, da 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 da. My pianist is a graded curve, like a turtle that came out its shell. I don't know the words at all. I'm gonna lose my mind. Da 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 da. So give it up for my pianist. He's always there when you need him. Unless when you drink too much alcohol, then my pianist doesn't work. Thank you guys so much. Next time I'll know all the words, I promise. Up next, we have our host for the evening, my friend. Please welcome Max White.
One more time for Jesse, everyone. I'm gonna be humming that song for years now. Oh my god. So October is rapidly approaching, which means one thing for many people. It means that fall break is coming up and that people get to go to Nashville. We got seniors going to Nashville in here. Sweet. I went to Nashville last year and I got to do one of my favorite things, which I went to an NHL game because the Nashville Predators Stadium is right at the top of the strip, and that was awesome because I love mascots. I think mascots are one of the most fascinating things in the world, and I've always been fascinated by Nashville because their logo is a saber-toothed tiger, and that really didn't make any sense to me because usually a mascot is indicative of the area that they play in. So like, for example, the Colorado Avalanche are in Colorado because that's where people are killed by avalanches. And the Pittsburgh Steelers play in Pittsburgh because that's where you're most likely to get your wallet stolen. And so the Predators didn't really make any sense to me until I went to the bars in Nashville and I saw all the 60-year-old men hitting on the college-age women, and I was like, oh, there they are. They're the Predators. They've been here the whole time. They've been hiding among us in our neighborhoods. So, you know, travel in groups while you're there. Like I said, I went to Nashville last year, which probably means like, oh, why is he still here then? Well, that's because I am a 5th year senior. Thank you. But I'm kind of getting tired of saying that to people, so I've decided with saying I'm actually an academic red shirt because I think it's unfair that athletes get to use that term to stay in college forever, and I don't get to. There's a guy on the Elon football team that is going into his 7th year playing here, and whenever they write about him, they're like, oh, he's a hero, he's a superstar, he's all of these things. I'm doing 1 more semester, and apparently I creep people out. I don't know what that's about. I went to the bar the other week, and I had like 6 people ask me if I felt old. Like, well, I didn't until you said that, so now I do. What the fuck? Please stop asking me that. But I have learned a lot in my time here at Elon. I've learned many things. Some things I wish I hadn't learned, but I learned them still. And you're probably like, but it's college. You learn so many useful things. That's true, so I'm going to give you an example, and you tell me how I should feel about it. At the end of my junior year, I found out that I had received chlamydia. Which is the gift you can't refuse, and it's never a good sign when you get a call from your doctor and he asks you, who are you with right now? Especially because I was with my dad! And so he heard and told my mom, so I get home from work one day, and my mom comes up to me and goes, so, I heard about your little situation, and I did a little research, and I don't think you could have gotten it from a toilet seat, which isn't an excuse that I used. Do you know how bad my game has to be for my mom to be perplexed for how I got an STD? It's like, oh man, there's no way it was that. It's gotta be something over here. So what I learned was never answer a phone call from your doctor, ever. You don't really need them actually, so don't do that. But I have learned some other better things. I learned how to understand my dad's college friends, because now I have college friends, so I kind of see where the craziness comes from. I grew up with this guy, Spike. I had an Uncle Spike, who was in no way related to me, but Spike used to always come around and he'd grab me and my brother and he'd put us in a headlock and he'd say, Max, Sam, I want you guys to know that if anything happens to mom and dad, it's gonna be okay, because I am your godfather. And that made me feel amazing. It made me feel so safe and protected in this dangerous world, because Spike was gonna be there for me. But I recently learned that Spike is not my godfather, and his name isn't even Spike. It's Joe, which makes everything that Joe said seem a lot more threatening. Like, oh, it seems like you kind of do want something bad to happen to mom and dad. Like, well, I have to go live with you now? But that's my uncle who's my actual godfather, my dad's brother, who's a way better guy than Spike. But I mentioned my brother there. I love my brother. He comes out and supports me when he can, which is nice because him and I used to beat the shit out of each other growing up. Does anyone here have siblings? Anyone have an older, younger sibling? Yeah. Did you guys ever like wrestle? You ever tussle? Any of that? Yeah, did you? Yeah? You said WWE.
Oh my God.
Was there like a safe word that you guys would use?
No, it was mayhem on the trampoline.
It was mayhem? Look, I get that. I get that for sure. Me and my brother, we decided that we would use a word when we wanted to be, like, we've actually had enough, and we decided on tap out, because it's a real wrestling term, and it made us feel like we were doing real wrestling. And do you know what our parents' generation says? They say uncle, which, I feel like it's rare for you to be able to tie a word's origin directly to abuse, but I feel like that's a pretty good example of that. I feel like if one of my friends used that term today, I'd be like, oh my god, like, are you okay? Do you want to sit down? You want to talk about this? But, you know, when they were using that back then, they were like, fuck, no way, you too? Let's drink forever now. That's what we'll do for the rest of our lives. I mentioned my dad earlier. My dad's great. He gets confused about things now. He's in his 60s, which is not old, but the world is difficult for him. We like to watch football together, and I guess it was last year, we were watching football. It was when the Seahawks had just won that game, like that come from behind win, and DK Metcalf went on TV and he said that win was us standing on business. My dad, my Irish Catholic father, looks to me and goes, what the hell is standing on business? And I thought, how do I explain this to you? I said, okay, so you know how every church in town now flies a pride flag during the month of June? Except for the one on our street? That is them standing on business. They know what that means, and they know who they are. They're not changing a fucking thing. They're gonna be standing on business till the day they die. Thank you very much for coming out tonight, guys.